What is going on, Skull family? I'm Kyle,
I'm Darin.
and this is the Purple Dopes with Hopes podcast. Darin, this is being a Minnesota Vikings fan, is it not?
I mean, this is to go from last week's high to the low that we're in. Yeah, that sums it up for
The,
sure.
the, the highest of highs and just kick us straight in the gut to the lowest of lows. But hey,
Oh,
before we jump into the lowest of lows, we got a couple things that we're going to start on the positive. Can we start out with some positives on the Purple
let's
Dopes
start with some
podcast?
positives, man.
All
Let's do
right.
it.
I want to first shout out this nice looking shirt right here. See the shirt right
Woo!
here?
Love it.
Pretty fancy, right? That is from 612Tees, a Minnesota based sports t shirt apparel company. And they have decided to partner with the Purple Dopes. How do you like that?
Love it. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, if you go on their site, every t-shirt, and it's not just Vikings, they go across all Minnesota sports, man, and
Absolutely.
they're cool.
And we
Really
got a
cool.
we got a special treat for the Purple Dopes family out there. Purple Dopes 25 gets you 25% off your first order. How you like that?
Love that. Stock up, man. I mean, again, go check out all the designs. Those
For
shirts
sure.
are sick. Yeah,
For sure.
absolutely.
Well, we're going to link all of their information in the description of this video. It will also be attached to the podcast link as well. And Purple Dopes 25, all one word. Get yourself 25% off your first order. And Darin, we
Streaming.
hit 100 YouTube subscribers this week.
Let's go, baby.
Dude,
Let's
the
on
purple
200.
the purple dopes, man. We're just doing it this week. So shout out to you, friends of YouTube. If you are tuned into YouTube, please make sure you continue subscribing, follow along, liking, commenting, doing all that fun stuff that you can do on YouTube. As well as if you are listening to one of our podcast platforms, please make sure you follow the show, and then of course leave a rating and review for the podcast. It's awesome to hear what the Purple Dopes family is saying about our podcast. So I love hearing
Yeah,
it.
love to see all the comments and the ratings. Yeah, keep it up. Keep them coming.
All right. I think we got that out of the way. Let's go ahead and get into this. 27-19, the Vikings lose to the Baltimore Ravens. You were at the game, my friend. Tell me what the atmosphere was like during that loss.
One, I was shocked at how many Ravens fans were there.
Really?
At times it felt like 50-50. Now it wasn't 50-50, but I bet it was 20 to 30% Ravens fans,
Wow.
which was surprising. I didn't
Yeah,
one, I didn't know that they traveled well. And two, it's like, come on, Vikings fans, what are we selling all our tickets for and jumping off the bandwagon? I
for
mean,
sure.
we gotta show up and support. So that
Hmm.
part was a little disappointing right off the bat, but atmosphere was still good. People were excited when the game started, and what a start, right? Why
Absolutely.
wouldn't we be excited? It started exactly how we needed it to.
Yeah, let's talk about that first kind of first second series. The Vikings stand up the high-powered Ravens offense, shut them
Yeah.
down. We get a punt, and then we march down the field behind a huge throw to Jalen Naylor, and then a touchdown from Aaron Jones. I mean, how could that environment not be excited about the way that game started?
That was amazing. And it was just electric when that happened. Just to see him march like that, you're like, JJ's on. Like, I thought we were gonna roll
For sure.
him. Even, Ravens get the ball. Yeah, they get points, but we hold them to a field goal and we get the ball back. And it's again another good drive
Yeah.
and feeling good about the rhythm of the offense. And yeah, I was shocked that we got to 10 points there, and then it felt like what did we go 2 quarters without scoring?
I think we went 2.5 quarters. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I just don't know how the offense. I mean, I do know how the offense. We'll get into how they stalled because it felt like we were moving the ball still at times.
Yes.
But I mean, where to begin? The false starts, like that was
Yeah, so let's start there. I mean, you mentioned that the stadium was, 20 to 30% Ravens fans. I don't think they were that loud where they were disrupting our
no,
offensive line that much to
no.
set a record in the KOC era of 8 false starts. I mean, where do we start when it comes to that kind of undisciplined work at our offensive line?
It's on everyone. I mean, if you look at it's offensive line. I mean, tight ends. Jefferson had one. I
Yeah.
mean, McCarthy had one. It was just across the board. I was reading a few comments on social media, some folks speculating that there's some games on the Ravens side that they were playing on the line that might have been screwing up our cadences and our line
Hmm.
call. You know, players were asked about it post game. No one seemed to put any credence
For
to that
sure.
like actually being a thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to sit there and blame that. Maybe there are a few kind of dicey ones, but at the end of at the end of the day, you're responsible for staying onside, knowing the snap count, knowing your job. And it seemed like whenever we would get rhythm, false start. And all of a
Absolutely.
sudden it's
Kills
first
the
and 10, you
driving.
back it up, it's first and 15.
Yep.
It's second and 6, back to second and 11. It's like it just moves you behind the sticks and it's just so hard to catch up.
Yeah, and I just I like you said, I am not sure where this falls. Is this a quarterback thing where the line is not sure kind of what? I heard some people talking on KFan after the game on the call in line. Is this JJ's cadences were a little bit off, a little bit confusing, a little bit different than what they anticipated. But a lot of those, they just jumped. Like there was no, like some of them, it was just like straight up, like Darisaw had one where he literally just went. And you're like,
Yeah.
I didn't even hear a cadence being called yet. So I don't know where that falls. I think as a whole, it's just that discipline piece. Like,
Yeah.
guys, when we're in the
And
game,
it seemed like they were happening on some checks. So
yeah,
I'm not sure. Like, I mean, not all of them, but there were some checks that seemed to throw
for
some guys
sure.
off. But again, we can't make excuses. Like when you're at home, you can't be jumping off sides or you can't be
Yeah.
false starting
Yeah.
on the offensive line. On the offense, I'm not going to blame the O line because it was everybody.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like you said,
Absolutely
Even
everybody.
Jefferson went offsides at one point, and
Yeah.
yeah, I just I don't know what was going on there with our offense today after those first two drives. It just seems pretty disappointing. I started the game out watching JJ go 7 and 9, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking this is what we want. We want
Yeah.
good completions. You had the big one to Naylor, which was awesome, but there were a lot of really good passes.
Yeah.
Short passes, quick slants. Outs. And then all of a sudden, he finishes the game under 50%, throwing the ball 42 times. He was 20 of 42 after that. So he made 13 completions after the first two series in that game.
Yeah, and the 42 is a number traditionally you don't want to see. That being said, it was situational.
For sure. Oh, yeah. You're down.
Down
You got to
14
throw.
points, you're throwing. Like that's
Yeah.
just the reality of it. I think if we'd have held the lead, we'd have continued to see more runs.
Yeah.
Because I thought the run game showed flashes of being good. Like Aaron Jones, like looked pretty electric again. Jordan Mason had a couple of nice runs. So our run game, I know we don't stick with it as much as we should, at least in my opinion, but it's there. I mean, I think you just need to keep pushing on it.
Yeah. And
And
that's something that really, I mean, since the beginning has really concerned me with. And I'm not questioning KOC, for those KOC people calling for his job. Like, KOC is a great coach, and we believe in KOC here at the Purple Dopes podcast. But I do feel like we shy away from the run later in the game. And I don't know why, because as you look at other teams, even look at the Ravens, Derrick Henry is a 1 to 2 to 3 yard runner in the first and second quarters. By the third and fourth, he's a 4, 5, 6 carry guy.
just
And I feel
running
like
that over.
I feel like we could be the exact same as we work into the game, but it just seems like we start the game running the ball. Aaron Jones gets a touchdown. We're seeing glimpses of the run with Jordan Mason, with Aaron Jones, but we continue to shy away from that, especially in those third and short situations.
Yeah.
I'm 2 times in. We threw that little gimmick play in, um, past to Jefferson, past to JJ McCarthy,
That's yeah.
which
I
if he gets a block out in front of him, I think he's got that first down.
both Fries and Brandell whiffed on the block. Like
Yeah,
two guys to block one, and they both missed, and otherwise it's a first down. But
but we continue, like even on the interception play, which I'm sure we can talk about that at length, the deep interception play to Jefferson,
yeah.
like I don't know that that was necessarily the right call on that. Now, if Jefferson doesn't fall, does he have a shot at that ball? For sure. But at that point in the game, do we need that deep shot or do we just take the first down with Jordan Mason, Aaron
No,
Jones?
I'm going to disagree with you on that one,
Fair enough.
mainly because it felt like you're going to go for it on fourth down anyway.
Okay.
So why not take a shot? Like
Okay.
that's how I can't guarantee they would have gone for it, but that's how it felt to me that KOC was, the reality is we had Jefferson matched up one on one. I
Yeah.
will take that every second of every day. Uh,
Hmm.
but he just fell down. And,
Yeah.
everyone's calling for flags, but that wasn't a penalty. He just
Yeah.
fell.
Yeah.
And, again, you know, past the penalties, like the next thing that I'm probably disappointed in is probably Jefferson's game today. This might have been his worst game as a pro.
Yeah, I mean, look at the stats here. Naylor goes for 124 on 6 catches, or sorry, on 6 targets, 5 catches. Addison and Jefferson, 22 targets, 7 catches in between them. Jefferson goes for 32 yards.
Yeah,
Jefferson
which
had
I'm sure is
Jefferson had
frustrating.
Jefferson
I'm
had
sure he's
12
frustrated,
targets.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure he's frustrated, but they didn't show the replay of this in the stadium. Did he drop that touchdown pass?
I don't know that he dropped it or if it just went through his hands, but it was definitely a catchable ball.
Okay, like
Yeah.
a ball that you would think Justin Jefferson catches
100%. When
10
when
times out
when
of
that
10.
ball went in there, and I mean there was a little bit of a collision there. As I watched the game, I said that's a touchdown. I thought he caught it.
I mean, that was a tight window. Like, and it
Yeah.
was, I think was it third and long there, or second and long? Like, it
Yeah.
was not, we were behind the sticks, and he put that one in a window
Hmm.
right on Jefferson. So, again, we'll get to all the things, but for those that are, again, saying McCarthy's a bust, throws like that show that he's not a bust.
Absolutely.
And you need your best superstar players, especially, to pick a guy up
Hmm.
like your second year quarterback on his fourth career start
Yeah.
when he puts one in a window like that.
Yeah,
Or
and I
when
mean
he
you
throws
could,
one into one-on-one coverage. He can't fall down, man. You just can't.
yeah. Yeah.
Minimum, you got to go up and knock the ball down. But
Yeah, and I could sense Jefferson's frustrations watching the game as McCarthy did miss him on a handful of throws,
yep.
high, too far outside. But like you said, this is this kid's fourth game starting. When he puts the ball in a spot to catch it, we got to have our playmakers making those plays. Like that,
And
that's a game-changing touchdown right there.
and he's gonna like the reality for McCarthy is he's going to miss a few throws.
Yeah.
But if a ball hits you or goes whatever, if it
It
hits your
was
hands, goes through your
catchable ball,
hands for
yeah.
Jefferson, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like that can't happen ever.
Hmm.
When you're getting paid $36 million a year, you're the best receiver in the game. And not that he doesn't know that. Like I
Hmm.
know like he's gonna critique himself harder than anyone else is going to.
Yeah.
But you can't be showing frustration with the quarterback if you're not playing a perfect game.
Yeah.
And
But
he played far from a perfect game today.
for sure. And I think as we look from the first quarter on in the game, really our only bright spot was Jalen Naylor.
Absolutely.
Jalen Naylor played one heck of a game out there and
A
made some
touchdown was,
catches. I mean, that scramble McCarthy had, lobs it up, Naylor snags it, kind of bobbles it and snag. I mean,
oh
those
man.
are catches we want all of our playmakers to play, not just our wide receiver number 3.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I love focusing on that because on offense, that was a bright spot. He hasn't gotten a ton of opportunities this year, so it's great to see him make the most of what he got.
Yeah.
Um, and again, did McCarthy play well? No,
Hmm.
but it's a process. And
Yeah.
people like, I think that we're forgetting that we want a long-term quarterback here, and that
Hmm.
is the goal for the season.
Yeah.
Playoffs would be great, but the goal for the season is to see if McCarthy's got the
For
goods.
sure.
And I think we've seen enough glimpses to I'm not going to throw him out with the bathwater tonight. It's like let's
Oh,
keep progressing. And again, trust the process with KOC. He
yeah.
knows how to develop quarterbacks. He's a top 5 head coach. Did KOC have his best day today? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But that happens. So again, we're not firing anyone. We're not cutting players. We're not getting rid of anyone.
Yeah. We're not moving on. We're not bringing in Kirk. Like
No,
JJ McCarthy, as you watch him progress out there, every game he does something that you go, that's why we want this guy as our quarterback.
for sure.
His ability to escape that pocket. I mean, when he snuck through those two guys coming to snack him
Yep.
to snack on him maybe, and
Snack on him, yeah,
he
something like
sneaks
that.
out there that sack and makes that pass. I mean, he's got what it takes. We just got to give him time. 4 starts
It's
in a season
consistency.
is not enough. I mean, in 2 years he started 4 games,
Right.
and we're calling for him to be the next Mahomes or the next Allen or whoever you want to put there.
Yeah.
But those guys all got their time, and
He
he just
did.
hasn't had it yet.
I mean, again, go back and look at Josh Allen's first 10 to 15
Oh,
starts. Go look
yeah,
at Drake May's entire season last year.
for
His
sure.
entire season was seeing flashes of greatness
Yeah,
while also turning it over a lot and going through growing pains. And that's
Yeah.
what the process of developing a quarterback is.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to proclaim that JJ is going to be the next, MVP of the league,
Yeah.
but we don't know.
For
And
sure.
that we need to stick with the plan and develop him. That's
Yeah.
it's fair to him. And as Viking fans, we don't have any other option.
Yeah. Oh, yes, he's it.
So if we're gonna start over, who are we gonna get?
Yeah, yeah, and I mean we continue to hear, the peanut gallery chirping in on woulda, coulda, shoulda, but that's not where we're at. Who we have is JJ McCarthy, and at this point in time, which shout out, I'm still in on JJ McCarthy, man. He's still our QB number one.
Absolutely.
But at this point in time, I think we just got to continue to weather this with him, weather these progressions, weather these highs, which we got last week against Detroit, and
Yep.
weather these lows, which we experienced this week against the Ravens. Um,
100%.
I mean, I think we started off and we finished it. I think the penalties were just huge in this game. I mean, they continue
Penalties and turnovers were
to
the name
kill
of the
our
game.
drives. Yeah, when we're -3 on the turnover battle, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble by our boy Miles Price. I mean, that's
Oh
that's
man.
just that's just a killer. I mean, the kickoff return after they score a field goal and Miles Price comes out there and gets that ball knocked out. I mean, it
Fumbles
just
that one. And then fumbles the next one.
yes, back to back fumbles. I know. Oh my
I'm like,
goodness.
this that was shocking to me. Just like the word of the day for me was snake bitten. Like that's what
Yeah.
it felt like today. Like
Hmm.
just these things that like those kinds of things for Miles Price don't happen.
Yeah,
Pretty sure-handed. For him, though, what I would recommend is take what you can get and go down.
for sure.
See, like the fumble, the first one, he's fighting for extra yards
Yeah.
on a kickoff. Like, okay, so you're gonna get 2 yards of field position here, man. Like,
Hmm.
just go down. You're not fighting for a first down here. Like, it's just field position.
For
Go
sure.
down up to 25 instead of the 27, and we'll send the offense out.
Yeah.
Or on the second one, he's trying to spin, but he's in a crowd of guys. I'm like,
It's
what?
almost
What's
it's
the other?
almost it's almost like that kickoff return that got pulled back was almost the worst thing that could have happened to him
Yeah, he's
because
hungry for
he's
one to
hungry
come.
for that
Yeah,
end zone on his first kick return. But I think you're spot on there. I think Miles Price, we got to have you do one job. That's catch the ball, like
yeah.
catch the ball and
Get
get us
upfield.
get us get us some sort of field position. We're good to go. But yeah, those turnovers killed us. The 2 interceptions by McCarthy and then that fumble and then really, I mean, when you think about that second fumble, even though we got it back, that's still a momentum shifter
It
for the
it took the
Ravens.
wind out of the stadium, and
Yeah.
even JJ's third pick that got overturned,
Mm,
everyone started leaving. Like,
man. Yeah.
and I was just yeah, it was actually pretty funny when they overturned it because no one really knew in the stadium that they were reviewing it.
Oh,
So all of a sudden
really?
they announced it, and all these people are kind of like, oh, do I go back to my seats? What do I do here? It was
Oh,
pretty funny.
gotta love that. Well,
Yeah,
let's flip it here because I feel like our defense played a great game against a high-powered offense. You
100%.
you look at Cashman, 11 tackles. You look at Jalen Redmond, 8 tackles.
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson goes for 176 and 1 TD. King Henry, 75 yards. We did get a sack, 0 turnovers. But to me, like our defense played the game we needed them to play.
100%. Like again, I want to shout out Blake Cashman because that guy is just a beast in the middle,
Yeah,
man. He doesn't always show up on the stat sheet, but he is everywhere.
for sure.
And fun note, his mom and dad sat right behind us today, so
Oh,
that's
that's
great.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. So that's
Oh.
super.
Are they listeners of the show? I'm sure they do.
I told them about the show. I don't think they've listened before. I said, if you need a podcast, feel free.
Let's go. Well, we welcome in the cat Mama and Papa Cashman anytime to
Absolutely.
to
Yeah.
join in with
Welcome
the
into the
Purple
fold.
Dopes.
Absolutely.
That's pretty
But
cool.
man, I thought he looked great. If I may, the snake bitten comment though is also going to apply to the defense. For as well as they played, it felt like they should have had about 5 turnovers on these
Oh
tip
my
balls
gosh.
that
Yes.
keep landing between three guys.
Yeah.
And even at the end of the game, they run that jet sweep. It
Zay
was
Flowers.
hours, and he fumbles it, and it bounces right back into his hands. I'm
No,
like,
no. He didn't fumble that ball. He dribbled it.
yeah,
I think he thought he was playing basketball. He dribbled that ball off the
it was just
turf.
a pure bounce straight back up, and it's just like
Hmm.
just not it's not your day when stuff like that's happening. I think there were 4 tip balls
Yeah.
and we didn't catch one of them.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, that fumble. And it's just like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Just
for
not
sure.
getting turnovers.
And I think they were talking about this during the game on the broadcast as well. Like last year, the Vikings led the league in turnovers,
Yep.
and it's because we got those bounces. Like the things that you want to go your way win our way a lot of the times. And
Absolutely.
this year, I just feel like we're just inches. We're just keep missing
Yep.
on our defense as far as the turnovers go. But if you look at the performance by our defense, you know their first their first 12 points were all field goals. So
Yeah.
the Ravens, the high-powered Ravens of Lamar Jackson, King Henry, Zay Flowers, get to the red zone, and our defense continues to hold them to field goals. And I think that's the disappointing part of that game for me is like I just kept waiting for our offense to, to put the
To
hand on
answer the bell.
to put the hand on the throat and say, "Let's go."
Yep.
And I just felt like we kept missing those opportunities. Which you wait long enough on a team like the Ravens, eventually they're going to get
It
going and
just
they're going to
go.
score, and that's exactly what happened.
Well, and you look at their first touchdown, it's after that Miles Price fumble. When
Yes.
they're getting a short field. Like again, I'm not putting this on our defense when,
Yeah.
they're hold them on that long drive to a
For
field
sure.
goal, and they go right back on the field on a
Yeah.
short field, and you're like, so you expect him to go stop Lamar one more time. I mean, it just it's asking way too much from the defense there.
And I exactly that's exactly what I felt like. I felt like the game continued to fall back on the defenses. Hey, we need you to do this one more time for us. We need you to do this, and eventually, like the offense has just got to do it. Like we
Mhm.
have the tools, we have the caliber of offense that can score, which we showed in the fourth quarter. There, we got right down the field to give us a touchdown to Jalen Naylor, but once again, we just continue to make simple misses, shoot ourselves in the foot with offsides penalties, and put ourselves in position where we can't move the ball anymore.
Well, yeah, and honestly, just looking at, I want to look at some hopes with the D, some more hopes because the D kept us in the
For
game.
sure.
And if you look at where we were at late in the fourth quarter, yeah, we're down 8, but we almost got the ball back.
Yeah.
Again, like that Zay Flowers fumble that,
Mm,
but again, like we almost get the ball where we had no business even being remotely close in that game. We lost by 8.
agree.
So like, and I know there's a lot to clean up, so it's not just, as easy as snapping our fingers, but offensively, I don't know if we could play worse.
Hmm.
And
I don't know. We played pretty bad against the Falcons.
that's true. I don't know. We've got a few stinkers this year. It's hard to, I'm only focusing on the most recent, I guess.
I,
But
I
yeah,
I struggle with, man. That's our home field. Like,
I
why
know
is our home field the place where we're struggling?
it doesn't add up to me.
Yeah.
It was very bizarre. But
But if you look at
again,
I'll piggyback on there. Like, if you look at all of our losses this year, aside from the Chargers game, which Chargers game, we just laid a dud. Uh,
yep,
the defense has kept us in every. I wouldn't say any game we've had like an offensive dominant game. Even the game against the Bengals was our defense
defensive
was the dominant
touchdowns,
piece.
5 turnovers, 2
Yeah.
touchdowns. Yep.
So like every game, Steelers, Eagles, Falcons, as bad as our offense played, we still were in that game in the fourth quarter, kind of waiting for that McCarthy magic against the Falcons. And I think we were waiting for it a little bit today against the Ravens. But our defense is playing great this season.
They are the only thing keeping us in
Yeah,
games right now.
absolutely. Flores and his defense is keeping us in these games.
Yep,
And at
100%.
some point, I know it's coming, and I hope it's sooner than later. At some point, I think this offense is just going to click, and we're just going to see this offensive juggernaut of the rebirth of our '90s Vikings, where we're putting up 40, 50 points in a game.
Oh man, I would kill to see that. And there's no easy games as we've talked about,
Yeah,
but I think we can play with anyone.
yeah,
So, yeah, 2 divisional games now coming up back to back,
hmm
followed by a massive, conference road game at Seattle.
yeah,
And again, you win 3 in a row, like nobody remembers this loss.
for sure. Yeah.
So
Well,
there's
I mean,
plenty of opportunity left in the season.
I want to throw out this stat. Just, I mean, I know we're kind of boasting up our defense a little bit, but I feel like they're the bright spot in the game. But the Ravens were 6 of 15 on third down. This is a team that
Lamar,
is high-powered offense, can run the ball in
yes.
short situations, and our defense steps up over half the time and prevents them from getting first downs. I mean, to me, that's a win. The Vikings, on the other hand, were 3 of 14 on third down. So,
Doesn't
um,
help. I mean, can we shout out one more bright spot? As always, every week he's a bright spot. But Will the Thrill just
Dude,
making all his kicks, no big deal.
just warms our heart every time he's out there.
There was that one
The guy
in
just does it.
the one in the second half where we went for it on fourth down. I think it would have
Mm,
been a 65-yard field goal. And
yeah.
granted, hindsight's 2020, but if the gentleman next to me would attest, I was calling for the field goal. I'm like, kick it.
Okay.
Will's gonna make it. It makes a one possession game
Yes.
again.
Mm,
Our offense is not
yeah.
doing much.
We're
So if
not.
we
Yeah.
can get points here, maybe get a stop and we have a chance to take the lead. So again,
Yeah.
it'd be fun to see it. Who knows if he'd make it from 65, but been fun.
I did want to hear your thoughts. We score, make it a one score game, and we elect to go for two rather than one. Now I know you know, all the
The
statistics
analytics.
say analytics say, but once again, you look at how our offense is playing. Do you think KOC should have kicked that field goal and made it a 7 point game, and then if we do score, go for two at that point?
If he elects that, I'm not complaining, and I'm not
Yeah,
going to complain about what he did. Like the only reason we're complaining is because it didn't work.
for
Like
sure.
I think the strategy was sound. Like you go for two, if you get it, you're kicking an extra point for the win.
Yeah,
You don't get it, you still get another chance to get another 2 point conversion. So
I
I think the
understand you.
strategy was fine. Again, if they elect to kick, I can live with that. Ooh, my background's kind of
Just saw your face go blur there. I didn't know.
yeah,
Didn't know if you were going anonymous on us. So, uh,
yeah, right. So
um,
I would say I was talking to the guys around me a little bit about that, and I felt fine with it
yeah,
personally. Again, he could have gone the other way and still have been okay with me.
yeah.
So
To me, I just the thing I struggle with is like when your offense is playing so bad, like take points
yeah,
when you can get points.
yeah,
Will the Thrill 65-yarder? I'm almost more confident in that than getting a first down on 4th and 3 or whatever it was.
100%.
Um, and so I don't know. To me, points are points. I get it. I get the analytics, and I know that KLC's an analytics guy, and he understands how it all works, and he's got way smarter people helping him make those calls than me. But to me, like points are points in that sense, and put yourself in a position to win the game on a 2 point conversion rather than missing it, and then now you're tying on a 2 point conversion when they already kind of got your numbers. But yeah,
Yeah, but props to Will the Thrill, just
for sure,
making picks every week for us. So love the guy. He's always consistent. So yeah, great job there.
for
But
sure, for sure. All right.
just
Well,
one of
let's
those you gotta look at the film once and then you move on.
feel like we've done that a couple times this season already, Darin.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Well, let's circle back to bringing it in as we always do with the Purple Dope Hopes, and these Purple Dope Hopes are presented by 612Tees. Yes, you can score any
One,
of the
two, three.
Minnesota teams apparel 612tees.com. I'll link it in the description and use Purple Dopes 25 to get 25% off your first order. Darin, hit us with some Purple Dope Hopes this week, moving to Chicago next week.
So one, Chicago's defense, I think, is gettable. They haven't looked to shut very many teams down this year. So next week is a great opportunity for JJ and the offense to put it together.
Hmm.
I'd love to see JJ. I mean, what do you have? Do you say 248 passing today?
Yeah, 248, 2042, one TD, two INTs.
So let's keep building on the yards, no turnovers. And yeah, I'd love to see him just put a nice game together against a defense that's a little bit vulnerable.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, I think Caleb Williams is still a little bit erratic.
Hmm.
So I'm not, their offense coming in doesn't really scare me against our defense. They're
Hmm.
going to score a few points for sure. But
Yeah.
I think Flores is going to do just fine against Caleb Williams. He always has. Doesn't really concern me.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I think we're at home. I'd love to see Vikings fans come out in full force. I don't feel like the fans were at their best today. Like I
Yeah.
said, I feel like a bunch of fans sold their tickets to the away team. And if
Hmm.
you want to sell your tickets, it feels like you got to try to sell them to some home fans. And
Yeah.
so hopefully we're out there getting that skull chant going and let's come back and get to 500 and get to a division rival.
For sure. Well, my hopes, this week. Look, JJ McCarthy's undefeated against the NFC North.
Yeah,
So
man.
that's one of my hopes right there. The
Love
guy
it.
just seems to have the NFC North's number at this point, even though he doesn't have the numbers of the other teams yet. But as you said earlier, we got a 3 game stretch here where we got 2 divisional games, and then we got a big game against Seattle in Seattle. So I think this is a great opportunity for our team to really ramble off a couple big wins. So far this year, we have yet to put together back-to-back wins. So I think this next stretch of 3 games is a great chance for us to do that. And I'm excited to see how he performs against the Bears. He's already beat the Bears once, so he's got their number. And now he's at home against the Bears. And I like you said, I think we get US Bank Stadium back behind JJ McCarthy and the Vikings. And we put on a good show for US Bank with this Vikings offense.
Absolutely. And these next three will be telling for the rest of the season.
For sure.
You
Yeah.
can, kind of lay down and die right now if you want, but if you want to fight, I mean, these next three are huge. So
Yeah. Well,
come back,
The
back
Bears,
in.
the Bears did pull off a win. They beat the Giants 24-10 on a Caleb Williams game-winning scramble.
Yeah,
I guess for me, like we've dialed in the running quarterbacks much better this year than I think we have in years past. Now,
yeah,
Caleb Williams in the first game, he did get away from our guys, but our guys were there to make tackles. And
absolutely.
I think we showed. I would say Lamar is probably the best running quarterback in the league. I mean, you could say Josh Allen, but he's just a force. As far
Yeah.
as like finesse, running, athleticism, I would say Lamar's probably the best. I mean, Jaden Daniels is probably up there as well, but I think Flores did a really good job dialing in how to keep him in the pocket, keeping him set. Even his runs were, 3, 4, 5 yards, which is what we want. So I think Flores is going to be ready for what the Bears are bringing. I just, like we said last week, the Bears are just playing really well right now. I mean, they're 6
Yeah.
and 3. And their first loss came against us, so they've rambled off, 5 out of their last 7.
5-1. I think they're 5-1 in their last six. So I mean,
Five and
they're
one.
hot. Like, yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
And one thing I guess we forgot to mention, I don't know what the news on Jonathan Gennard's going to be, but that
yeah,
could
that was
be
a little disappointing.
potentially a big loss for the D.
Hmm.
It looked bad from where I was sitting.
Yeah,
Shoulder, I believe,
yeah,
but couldn't really tell. It looked like didn't really move his shoulder much as he was getting off the field. So
yeah.
not
Okay.
a great sign, but hopefully something where he can kind of rest up for a week or two and get back out there.
Yeah,
But yes,
absolutely.
here's hoping Jonathan Grenard
Yeah,
can recover quickly.
T's and P's, Jonathan Grenard, man. We need you out there.
Absolutely.
All right, well, let's hit it with some Purple Dope predictions for the upcoming game against Chicago at US Bank. Who you got? What's your score going to be?
As always, I'm taking the purple. I'm taking the purple against the Bears. I'm not a believer in Caleb Williams in
Hmm.
the NFL, at least not yet. That being said, I know he's talented. I think he can put up some points. I'm gonna go 16-28 Vikings.
Okay. I'm gonna go a little bit higher for our Vikings. I think this is the coming out party for our team. I really think this is the game to do it at US Bank against the division rival. So I'm gonna put our Vikings at 31. I think we're gonna break 30 this year, and I'm gonna put the Bears at 24. So
Love it.
31-24. So, which last time I think it was 27-24. So I think we're gonna out some. My hope is we can just really control this game a lot more. So.
That would be nice. Absolutely. Let's pound it.
Absolutely. All right, man. I got one more little Vikings top 5 for you here this week.
All right, let's do
Uh,
it.
I was really surprised when JJ threw 42 passes, but like you said, situational. So I went back in the history of the Vikings and I pulled up the top 5 most passes thrown in a Vikings game. Can you name 3 of the top 5 passers? And I'll give you a hint. 2 of them are the same guy.
Uh, got it. That guy's got to be Cousins.
Cousins did not. No, these guys
He's
are
not even on
all.
the list.
He's on the list. He's on the list,
Okay.
but these guys are all nearing. So it goes 63, 62, 61, 57, 56. And these guys, none of them were in the 2000s. All 90s and below.
Interesting. Okay. Well, Warren Moon.
Warren Moon, 57 passes. He's number 4 on the list.
Okay. Randall Cunningham,
Not Randall.
Jeff George then.
Not Jeff George. Pre-Jeff
Really? That
George,
would be,
actually.
oh, interesting.
Yeah, early 90s.
Early 90s.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't Moon early 90s?
No, Moon was mid-90s. This guy was right before Moon, kind of in
Early
that.
90s would be
But this guy,
Gannon
Gannon.
okay, Rich Gannon.
Rich Gannon, believe it or not, is the number 1. 63
Wow.
passes he threw on October 20th, 1991.
Nice.
Well, like I said, there's one guy that's on the list twice from the 70s and early 80s, and then there's one guy from the 1981 who I don't know who he is.
So Fran's not on the list then.
Fran's not on the list. He's number 6 with
Okay,
56 in a game.
interesting. Late 70s, early 80s. I'm drawing a blank on that one. Who'd
He's
that be?
he's a great follow on Twitter if you were on Twitter. But
Oh, Tommy Kramer.
Tommy Kramer, yeah, he's
Tommy
done it
Kramer.
56 and 61.
Nice,
And then
nice.
the last one was September 5th, 1981. And I actually don't know this guy's first name. So S. Dills.
Don't know that one either.
I had no idea on that one. So maybe he was just a Vikings journeyman there that stepped in and
Yeah,
slang the ball 62 times in a game. How you like that?
the 80s. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. We had some names in the 80s, I'll tell you what, man.
Yeah,
So,
there you go.
but we got one name coming this week against the Bears, and that is JJ McCarthy. So
Hey,
let's get
let's
loud. Let's
keep
get
believing
proud.
in.
Will you be at the game next week, Darin?
Yep, we'll be at the game again. So looking forward to getting back in the bank. Any purple dopers that are around, I'm always hanging around section 101 up and down. So stop by, say hi. Love to chat with any listeners.
Absolutely. Well, please make sure, and then of course, get yourself a selfie with Darin from the Purple Dog
Absolutely, that'd be
Podcast.
amazing.
Please make sure if you're following along on YouTube that you subscribe to the channel. Up over 100 now. So, like Darin said, we are on our way to 200 at this point. And then, of course, make sure you follow the show on any of our podcast platforms. But as we said last week, we are on to Chicago for the second time this season, hoping to see our Vikings offense get on to Chicago as well.
Absolutely.
All right, Skull family. We skull, you skull, we all skull together. See you guys next week.
Skull.